What are your thoughts about long-distance relationships? Are they worth it? Share your opinion or your thoughts in the comment section. I'd really love to know. Hi, I'm Coach Glory, and I am your love and relationship coach. Today, we are looking at long-distance relationships, as I've mentioned already. But before I go on to tell you my points, I'm going to tell you a personal story. Now, this goes back many years when I was still a student at the university. Yes. In my first year, I had this young man who liked me. Well, he said he liked me a lot at the time. He was someone I knew from home. His house was next to my father's office. However, he was scared to talk to me because of my dad. And it happened that he was at this university I was going into. So that year, I was getting into the university, and he was already in the university starting his final year, and I was about going into uni. So we met at university, and then again, he kept on saying he liked me and things like that. However, he finished, left university, and I was alone at the university. He went in Nigeria at the time because I finished from a university in Nigeria. When you're done, you have to serve the country for 1 year. So he went on to do his NYSC. Yes, you have to serve the country, National Youth Service Corps. That's what it's called in Nigeria. And at the time, there were no phones, not like now where everybody had a phone. So to me, there was no way that relationship could go on. So I gradually forgot about that person because he wasn't there. So that went away. To me, there was nobody. And then in my second year, one day I had bomb shots on. I was bored in my room and I wanted to chat, with a friend. So I left my room, into my friend's room, but she wasn't there. So I said, okay, I'll sit on her bed and wait. While waiting for her, I saw, I think 3 men came into the room. Was it 3 or 4 men? I can't remember. And he saw me on her bed and he said, oh, I'm looking for so-and-so person. I said, oh, I'm actually waiting for her as well. She's not around. I didn't meet her here. I got up, to talk to them. And I said, oh, I was leaving anyway. And the man just kept, young men at the time, looking at me and saying, oh, wow, look at your skin. Look at this, look at that. Oh, you're beautiful. Look at you. I'm like, what is going on here in my mind? I thought you came to look for my friend, What's all this about? And this man just wouldn't stop talking and he wanted to know my room. I said, no, thanks. I wasn't interested. And then later, my friend came, I think a few days later, and she said, Glory, some guys met you in my room, right? I said, yes. Said, the man can't stop talking about you. He's heads over heels. I'm like, really? He only saw me for a few, maybe seconds even. I never saw him before. I never even met him before. She told me his name. He just came from Germany. And he came from Germany and he was about leaving, going back to Germany. And he wanted to see me. Anyway, he came back some other time. And I think she must have arranged it. I was in her room. He came back and we got talking. And he said I should see him off to his car, something like that. And said, wait for me. I'm going back to Germany. I've just come back from Germany, going back. It's unfortunate that we met just at the end of my visit. So he said he would really like us to start a relationship. He likes me, this and that. That when he comes again, he'll come and look for me and, we should start something. He gave me his phone number and his address in Germany. I said, okay, no problem. I took the address and the phone number. He wrote it down on a piece of paper. And as you know, we didn't have personal phones at the time, no mobile phones. For you to call anyone, you had to go to I think an office that had phones or something like that, where you had to pay to make a phone call, to call anyone. And of course, I never made that phone call or anything. But he wrote to me at one time and I responded. I'm not even sure if he got the reply. Again, that relationship never had the opportunity to even blossom or anything because of the distance. Every time, because of the distance. These were nice guys. but the distance and everything, I don't think I'm the long relationship type of person. That was my observation at the time. I think you actually needed to be there for anything to start, so those were my experiences with long distance relationship type of thing that never even started, that never had the opportunity to grow. We never got to know each other. So my question to you today is, what are your thoughts about long distance relationships? I know some people have managed to keep a healthy relationship, because at the university at that time, a friend of mine was engaged to a man who lived in Germany, and they communicated by phone, because I think in her own home, they had a phone. So each time he called, she went home to receive the call or something like that. So they maintained their relationship that way and eventually got married. That was because the relationship started and they had the time to know each other before he traveled for greener pastures. But where the person is just leaving and expects you to wait, what would you do? Would you wait? Would you wait for somebody who says, wait for me, I'm traveling for maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and when I come back, I will marry you? What do you think? The person I eventually got married to wasn't a long distance relationship. We were in the same church at the time. Though later on, after we got engaged, he had to travel the year we were going to get married. So he traveled, and then we had already fixed our date, the wedding and everything. Then he traveled. It wasn't fun, to be honest, because he would tell me when he was going to phone, and I'd have to go and wait at the place for the phone call, receive it. And then, it wasn't a nice experience at the time. But anyway, he came back, and then we got married, the date that we had fixed, that we had planned. So that was different, because we already knew each other at the church and everything. We already were planning to get married before he traveled, and then came back for the wedding. We got married, and then we both, he traveled back, and then I came to join him. So that's different. So first thing I think you should ask yourself, there are some questions you need to ask yourself. Is he or she worth waiting for? What arrangements do you already have in place, with this person? Did you have time to form a relationship before they traveled out? Or are you just waiting on assumption that, they will come back? There was no relationship, nothing. Is it worth it? So ask yourself these questions if you find yourself in this type of situation. Also, you need to know, are they feeling the same way about you? You may be heads over heels in love and saying, okay, you would wait. But how do you know they feel the same way? So you need to check all this as well. Are they feeling the same way? Will this work? Ask yourself if it's going to work, or are you actually deceiving yourself? So while waiting for this person who has traveled abroad, if someone else comes to you that seems to be, that will give you a more permanent relationship, that is there, would you say no to them and carry on waiting? Or would you say yes and forget about the one that has traveled out? Again, it's possible they haven't traveled out. Maybe they are in the same country where you live, or in different states. So do you want to keep a relationship that way? Or would you prefer someone who is around you? So these are personal questions. No one can answer this for you. You have to take time to answer these questions yourself. Last question I'm going to put out there today is, you can ask yourself is, am I better off dating someone I can see? What do you think? Are you better off dating someone you can see, or keep waiting for this one that has traveled and says, wait for me, I'll be back for you? Again, these are personal questions. You know them, you spend some time with them, and you can decide, make that decision yourself. All right. I hope this has helped someone or people who are in distance relationships. I'm not saying it's bad, but do your own homework, reflect on the situation before you make your own personal decisions. Thanks for watching. So I will be releasing more videos. Do join me, share, watch, like, and invite your friends as well to follow my page. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care till I come your way again. Bye.